The Manufacturing Center of Excellence continues to embrace the future with the addition of new equipment for workforce training.
So the Fab Lab 4500 is pretty cool. It is a laser that is tuned to cut metal. So we can do really thin metal, and we can do fairly thick, up to about an eighth of an inch. So we can do stainless steel, we can do copper, we can do aluminum, steel. You can even do titanium with it. You just have to change the gases, but I mean, it applies to the art department, it applies to engineering students and machining students, everybody. It's just another tool to do really cool stuff. The neat thing about the laser is it requires so little setup compared to cutting it out of a mill or something like that. As long as your metal is clean, you just stick it on a plate, shove it in the machine, and line it and cut it. Whereas if you're trying to cut it with a tool, you'd actually have to, clamp it down, make sure the tool's not going to hit your clamps and stuff like that. So, in a lot of ways, it's very, very easy to do. Doesn't take a lot of training. It's really it's like using the epilogue lasers to do the cigar boxes and stuff like that. But now we can do it in steel, which make a really heavy cigar box. we can do it. Finally, because if your house falls down, we want the cigar box to survive. So we did the extra option. So now we can actually do up to 2-inch tubing. So the problem in the past has been that, particularly if you do really thin tubing, like aluminum tubing, not only is it hard to weld, it's really hard to cut and not damage the tubing. So now you just put it in this fixture. You take your drafting CAD package, SolidWorks or CAD or whatever, and send it to the machine, and you can cut the shapes into the tubing that you could not. Quite often you have to grind it or do something like that to get it. And if you're using thin stock, that's really hard to do. So it can do tubing as well as flat material. This bench is the really big black and silver thing in my background. That's the test bench, and what it has is all the individual components in a panel that you would do to do testing and research for high-end electronics. We're not even high-end. So we used to have the robotics guy come over here. So they were trying to test electrical circuit. This is what this is all about. So it's got everything they could use in that. You see the picture, all the instruments in it, the oscilloscope, power supplies, all the things. And not cheap stuff. This is the things you would find on a top of the line electrical engineer's bench. Yeah, we'll open up this Saturday, so we're going to try, depending on health conditions, do Monday through Saturdays again. Kind of short hours, 10 to 3, but about the best we can do. And that's subject to change. It looks like maybe late next year we'll get to the point where we can just open back up, but right now we have to kind of keep a limit on the lab.
For HCC Beat, this is Randall Williams.